So in today's video, I'm coming to you to talk to you about your first day at Amazon. Congratulations. If it's your first day or first week at Amazon, I'm going to give you all the details of what to expect. So let's just jump right into the video so it's not like a million years long. So in this video, I'm just going to be discussing your first day and what to expect. I'm not going to be discussing any pay or benefits. I'm going to save that for another video. Actually, my next video will be touching on the pay and the benefits that Amazon offers. Also, I have noticed that Amazon has built a lot of buildings throughout the United States, but they have not opened them yet. Even though they look like they're done, like completion of the building on the outside, they have pushed back all the start dates. So once I get a little bit more and do a little bit more research on that, I will touch on that in my next video as well. They will be opening those buildings up soon. What I heard was next year, but I don't have the exact dates. So that's all I can give you now. And if I find out anything else, I'll touch on that in my next video. Your first day at Amazon, what to expect. You're gonna do orientation. Right now, I think they switched up the orientation. You actually have a graduation day, like on the third day or whatever shift you pick up. You have the option of doing 3/12s, which is what I do. I work Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights from 6 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. Or you could do 4/10s, 4 days a week, 10 hours, day or night, whatever you want to do. So you have the option of doing that. So when you're actually applying to Amazon, you actually have the option to go in there and pick whichever shift you want to do. Like if you want to do the 3/12s, which is what I chose, or you can do the 4/10s. And once you get in there, and I think after 90 days or 60 days, you can change it. If you want to work another shift, because they're always flexible. They have so many people that they can always like move people around very easily. And you pretty much get cross-trained too once you're in. So you pick your shift, whatever shift you want to do, and then you don't pick what you want to do. I'm a store. So on my first day orientation, you're with like a whole bunch of people, probably like at least 100. I think it was around 100 people or 80 people. I was in the main break room. My building is 5 stories high, so the main mega break room, I call it, is on the first floor. So we were all in there. I got there at 6 p.m. We were there for around 3 hours until our first break. And then after our first break, I think we went on the floor and actually started doing our job. You won't be like thrown out there to the wolves. They will place you with what's called a learning ambassador, and you'll be with their same person, the same learning ambassador throughout the whole week. You're with like a group of small people. Once you're done with orientation in the main break room, they'll break you up into a group of less than 10 people, and then you're assigned to your learning ambassador. Your learning ambassador will kind of show you around the whole building, which is kind of cool because you get to see everything. I actually worked in a robotics building, so we have like robots, but they look like Roomba robots. They're nothing scary. They'll show you the whole building, and then you'll go upstairs. I work upstairs. All the stores work upstairs. So that's what I was assigned to when I first started. I was a store, so I worked upstairs. And you go up there with your learning ambassador, and you're assigned to a station. And at your station, basically what you're doing, if you are a store, this is just if you're a store, there's different jobs throughout Amazon. So I know I'm just talking on a store because that's what I know. You're basically taking items out of a tote. The totes can't be over 20 to 25 pounds, so they're never like super heavy. They have a limit on the weight limit. You're not like picking them up basically, but if you're at a station where the containers come to you automatically, you're just picking the items out of the tote and placing them into the pod, and the pod will come to you automatically by the little Roomba robot things on the floor, which you're not allowed to step into that. But it's basically what you'll be doing, take an item, put it into the pod, take an item, put it into the pod. And of course, you have a production rate to meet. On your first week, you're not expected, first 3 or 4 weeks, you're not expected to meet the production rate, which is 250 per hour. So you have to scan 250 items per hour, which is pretty easy to do, pretty achievable. I think after your first month, if you don't make that rate, that it will come by and talk to you, to at least give you a verbal warning. At least I know my managers in my location are pretty cool and chill. So at least give you like a verbal warning before they like write you up. And then after they've written you up 2 or 3 times, pretty sure it's just 2 times, because they always say the third time is termination. After written you up 2 times, then the third is like a termination if they have to come to you with the same issue or another issue. Basically like attendance. Your attendance, if you don't meet the production, like I said, they will come and talk to you, or just anything. Just be a good employee. I personally never had an issue where they had to come and talk to me on my production. I always kept my production numbers pretty high. I was always one of the top stores when I did so. So now after you've been at Amazon, I was at Amazon for a month. Like I said, I started in January this year, January 2022. And after a month, they came to me because I kept my production numbers super high. They were like, hey, do you want to do this? Which is like problem solving, which is basically what I do now. I take my computer from station to station to each floor. Well, this is IOL, problem solving, as I was saying. From station to station, and the totes that the stores place to the side, I take that tote items and tote and I try to fix the barcode where I make it storable so they can just rescan the item and it'll work for you. So items that don't want to scan, I just go in there and fix the barcode. So that's what I do now. So if you keep your production numbers pretty high, like I said, even within a month, they come to you and be like, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? You can be like a learning ambassador. You can do what I do, problem solve, IOL. You can do ISS, which is just a little bit more technical. I haven't really been trained at ISS, but it opens the doors to a lot more things at Amazon, and you can move up. Like they even come to me and said, did I want to be like a PA or process assistant, which is kind of like under a manager. I was like, no, not really, because I find that it might be a little bit more stressful and it's not my cup of tea, so I'm fine just doing my problem solve. So keep your production numbers high, please remember that, so you're not stuck just doing, unless you really like to study. Like there's some people who just like doing the same thing, but I don't want to do that for 12 hours. So I was glad when they came and presented the opportunity to me in February. Probably gonna be a little bit all over the place, but I'm just talking to you about the different positions and what to expect on the first day. When you first get there on your first day, please remember to bring your driving license in so they can, because you're with a group of people, they can just take your driving license, look for your name on their list. The HR people will be at the door, and then you just go to the break room, and then they would give you, I want to show you my information, but they would give you like a blue badge, and this blue badge is what you would use to scan in and out on your breaks and in and out, you know. So you'll be given that blue badge. I just got this lanyard. This is my own lanyard from Disney World last year, so I just put that on there. You don't have to wear your badge with you, just as long as it's within arm's reach. I always want you to make sure it's within arm's reach, because as you're storing, you have your badge on. Sometimes the camera thing will pick up your badge and it'll think that's an item, but it's not. So just keep your badge with you at all times, but you don't have to wear it like on you. So yeah, they'll give you that badge when you walk through the door, and that's when you go to the break room and do your orientation, and they go over everything, like the basics behind Amazon, whatever your building does, pays based on the location. And I know right now they're hiring a lot of seasonal employees, and seasonal employees are paid a little bit less than what a regular employee would be paid. And the seasonal employees have 30 days, and after 30 days, they can be converted to what's called like a full-time employee. Just keep that in mind. So if they hire you as a seasonal employee, don't fret, after 30 days, you can be converted into like a regular full-time employee. And I work 36 hours, but it's still considered full-time. So from day one, you will get all your full-time benefits as well, but I'll touch on that in my next video. The things you are allowed to bring into Amazon, they want you to have just clear, like a clear bottle, like I bring this. It doesn't really matter what size, as long as it's clear. They prefer just water, like I just keep this full of water. That's what I bring on the floor. I'm going to insert a picture here now of it's not a backpack. It's a clear bag that they would give you. They will provide you with a clear bag, and if you choose to purchase your own bag, you're more than likely, as long as it's within the regulations pretty sure the new regulations are 10 by 10 by 12. Mine's just a little bit bigger, but they don't really say too much. They just enforce the overstuff policy. So if your bag is overstuffed, you have to put it in a locker. I just keep mine full of snacks, and yes, it is concealer because it's very dry here in Southwest, and I get to work and I'm like, my under eyes is all messed up. It depends on your position, but they will provide you with, they provided me since I was a store, a safety box cutter, because sometimes you have to open up what's called a master pack, which is a box within a box, like items within a box. So you're given that. They even provide earplugs now, foamable earplugs. They provide you with gloves. They have machines all around with Tylenol, I think ibuprofen. They provide you with that for free. Gloves are free, everything's free. You just go to like a little kiosk machine and you just scan your badge and you get what you need out of that machine. I think you have a limit. You can only get like 1 or 2 items out of there per week. I just use my gloves. Like I don't sew since I do the problem solve. I don't wear my like gloves. So I don't wear my gloves when I sew. So I generally don't use that kiosk machine very much. So just clear liquid on the floor, your clear backpack as you're going in and out of the building. They have lifted the COVID restrictions, so you're not required to wear a mask. And as you're going out, it's kind of like the airport. I know we've all been to the airport. And they scan, like you have to go to the metal detector machine, as well as your backpack has to be pushed through the little conveyor thing like at the airport. So they have to check that as you're going out to make sure you haven't stole anything, because you know, if you steal anything from Amazon, that's a big no-no, you're fired. So yeah, just keep that in mind that you will have to, and you can clock in 5 minutes early and clock out 5 minutes early, which is what I do to kind of beat the line. I just run downstairs and try to beat the crowd for everybody so I can scan my bag, because it's generally a long line if you clock in at the time, you know, you're supposed to. That's why just 5 minutes in, 5 minutes out early, and that's perfectly fine. They would give you a 7 minute grace period if you are running a little late. So if you're scheduled to be there at 6 p.m. like me, and you get there like 6:07, that's perfectly fine. But if you get there at 6:08, they will deduct from your UPT time, and that's called unpaid time. Unpaid time is in increments of 1 hour. So if you get there at 6:08, I know here at my building it might be different from where you're working or you will be working. Say you get there at 6:08, instead of taking 1 minute from your unpaid time, they will take a whole hour. So just keep that in mind. I'm always on time. Traffic is super terrible. So I always leave the house like an hour early just to make sure I get there on time, because they will take the hour. Unless you have PTO time, you can just go in there yourself in the app, which I'm about to talk about next. You can go in there with the app and just take like 1 minute of your PTO. Instead of them one, they're taking 1 hour of your time. And unpaid time, is unpaid time, but you can just use it when you want to. Like if you want to leave, you generally don't have to get it approved through the managers. If you want to just leave, like a lot of people leave like 2 hours early before the end of shift, and that's perfectly fine. You just leave when you want to, as long as you got the time. Never go into negatives, because you could be fired for that. Let's see, I touched on backpacks. I just have a written checklist here that I'm trying to go through, make sure I touch on everything. Safety shoes is another big thing. You're required to have your safety shoes within the first 30 days, and your learning ambassador or your manager will help you order that. I might put up here the A to Z app. The A to Z app is something you will have to download the first day in orientation. They'll go over all that A to Z app. You can just, I know when I first started, we used to go in there and punch in when we were going to our breaks in and out, but we can't do that anymore. You have to use the time clocks. The time clocks are on every floor, and there are 3 main break rooms on each floor. So time clocks, like I said, just make sure you're on time. And the time clocks are everywhere. So you're not just all gathered at one thing. You do have 3 breaks. For the 12-hour shift, you have 3 breaks. And for if you work the 10-hour shift, you have 2 breaks. So one is paid, one is not paid, and on a 12-hour shift, you do get a 15-minute break. Ours is from 3:30 a.m. to 3:45. And please don't abuse your breaks because they do monitor that. If your takeaway time is greater than, I'm pretty sure it's like an hour, a message will pop up on your manager's computer screen, and they'll be like, hey, you gotta go talk to this person and see what they were doing at such and such time. So Amazon, you cannot abuse your time. Like when it's your break time, you gotta come back on the exact second or minute. They will give you, I think, like a 2-minute grace period. Like some people leave like 2 or 3 minutes early and come back on time or whatever, 2 or 3 minutes later. That's fine, but don't come back like more than 5 minutes late or something, or clock out more than 5 minutes early, because they will come and talk to you about that. So you cannot abuse your breaks. Like I said, the A to Z app is very important. That's where you find out everything about Amazon. The A to Z app. Zappos shoes. You will order your safety shoes from the website Zappos. You won't actually be able to go into the store and try them on, but Zappos is very good about if shoes don't fit, you can return them within a certain time. My shoes fit. I got the Keen. They're like black and pink, and they're very comfortable. I got the wide, so they work fine. But yeah, that's where you would get your safety shoes from, and you are required to wear those every day, or they will know that you're not wearing them. And they do have a place downstairs, I noticed, called the Wellness Center. If you get a little injury, you can go there. If you like sprain something, but you have to do that on your personal time, which is your break time. You can't just go down there, you know, hey, I need to go down there. So you can use the Wellness Center on your personal time, and they do provide safety shoes until you can get yours. Like I said, they give you like 30 days until, you know, it's like required, at least where I'm working at. Yeah, I touched on all the basics. I don't want this video to be super long, so if you have any questions that you can think of that I didn't touch on concerning your first day at Amazon, please leave them in the comments below, and I will try to answer each one of them and get back with you guys. I hope I touched on the main points of everything and what to expect at Amazon on your first day. I still love my job, still love working there. I love my schedule, even though it's the weekend. We don't really do anything anyway, so working 3 days and getting 4 days off is awesome. And right now I'm able to pick up overtime because the peak season's coming up, and we just had during the Prime Day last week. I hope y'all got some stuff. Yeah, we were able to pick up overtime for that last week and this week. And yeah, during prime time, you can pick up overtime, which is like July, like now, October, since they had the thing. And then Black Friday's coming up and Christmas, so should be able to pick up some overtime here and there for the rest of the year. Even in January when I started, they were offering overtime, which was double time and a half pay, not just regular time and a half pay, but double time and a half pay. I don't know if they'd be offering that where you're at. I don't even know if they'll be offering double time and a half pay for this peak season, so it'll just be a surprise or bonus if they do. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Like I said, leave a comment below if you have a question concerning your first day at Amazon. Congratulations. If it's your first day or first week, hope you enjoy your job. And watch other videos. Like, I can't take my phone and like actually record. I know some people have seen videos, so I'm scared, so I'm not gonna take my video and actually record what I do. Just find other YouTube videos too to kind of give you a synopsis of what to expect. All right, that's it. I will see you guys in my next video.